Hey everybody, Thomas here, and I'm out here at Mr. Roberts' place. We're having a grand old time. I'm watching him run his old New Holland. It should be called an old Holland instead of a New Holland. Now, Mr. Roberts is going to tell you who built this machine, so 1 second. Mr. Robert, who built this machine? Who built this machine?
Indians built it.
Indians built it. This is a pretty amazing machine. Now, I've been around hay balers and stuff like that, mostly round balers here recently, but seeing the inner workings of this is quite amazing. And we just got jammed up. So 1 second, we're gonna go back here and show you what's actually taking place on this thing. It's pretty amazing. Stay tuned. Okay, so we've gone ahead and we've cleared the obstruction. What it was is just hay was bound up. We're gonna show you one little thing. On this baler here, we've got a few missing skid plates, if you will.
Snaggletooth.
It's snaggletooth, all right, and it's catching, especially like an area like this. And when it catches, it'll get kind of bound up and everything. But pretty much what happens as the PTO is turning, you have these little springs right here, and they pull the hay up into it. And as it goes up into there, then you have these arms which push it over and goes into like a plunger section and everything. And these will fold up one direction, lock in place, and push over. The arm mechanism is this crazy contraption right here that is moving at like Mach 1. You can go ahead and engage it. This is pretty cool. I mean, just very cool movement. And then as you can see, this goes back and forth, and you'll notice over there, that plunger will push back and actually load a flake of hay essentially into there. And then the actual knot tire, it's pretty amazing. Like, this thing will tie a knot. How fast will it tie a knot? How fast will this tie a knot?
Faster than a cat can lick his rear end.
Always got to get these little anecdote things from Robert. This is pretty impressive. But the bales that are coming out are pretty nice. They're not super heavy or anything, but let's see if we can go and see this tying mechanism. Because you'll see what happens here. It's pretty impressive. You get the string coming out of here, and I'll open this up in just a second. You've got this arm down here at the bottom that'll essentially loop it, and you get the knot tying at the top. Here it goes. You see that knot tie up there? That happened really quick. The string, or the baling wire or line that's come out of here, they're pretty impressive. It goes through these little porcelain pieces. You don't have to worry about any kind of friction loss there, really. But this next time, we're going to go ahead and show close up this knot tying. It's pretty amazing. There it goes. Yep, it tied a knot really quick. Now we're going to watch it from the other side too. Very impressive machine. You know, it's amazing that they had pieces of machinery like this way back in the 50s, 60s, 70s. I mean, it's just beautiful craftsmanship and machinery. You'll hear it click any second. There it goes, tie the knot. Yep, there she goes. So just based on the way that, I guess, the screws are there, it'll tie that quick little knot on there. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. And it just continues to work its way out. The hay bale comes off the chute here. But I just thought that was really interesting when you look at the inside here on how this mechanism works. I love trying to understand how things work. And the fact that they're still keeping this baler alive is just a testament to how well things were built. I don't know what year this is. We're gonna ask Mr. Robert. Mr. Robert, what year is this?
It's gotta be a 50, something in the 50s.
From the 50s. And he hauled this down from his cousin's place because his cousin had the last and everything. But from the 50s, this thing has baled many a bale. many a bale.
Old hay balers is kind of like old men. There's always a use for them. If it's just to tell a little joke or something every now and then. You don't throw a man away, so you just keep working on these old hay balers. So there's a little bit of life in there somewhere.
There you go. I love coming over here and hearing Mr. Robert talk about this stuff, but because he's got quite a few old pieces of machinery over here that we are gonna get to work on one day. We've talked about it. We've talked about a few things. He's got a planer over there. It's a 24-inch planer. We need to replace some of the bearings on it. I'm gonna go ahead and close up this shield here so it's no longer a pinch point, because I mean this thing, it's like pretty gruesome. Let me go and close this up real quick. There we go. Look at that. It should say Old Holland. And of course, so you know, it hasn't seen too many barns. It's pretty much been outside its entire life, but you know, with a little lithium grease and a little other oil and stuff like that, and a lot of metal on metal, she runs. Pretty impressive. So if you have any comments below, it'd be interesting to see, but I think this is just a amazing piece of machinery. And it's amazing how they're still keeping it going. Like Mr. Robert said, if it ain't broke, don't throw it away. They keep on working on it. So stay tuned. We're gonna go ahead and add some more on to the end of this video, but we're gonna do some more commentary with Mr. Robert, so stay tuned. Well, all right, folks, we are done for the evening. It is, I don't know, 7 o'clock or something like that, maybe even later. I got my truck over there loaded up with some hay bales, Mr. Robert.
719.
719, see, pretty dang close. But the baler did work, and in fact, when I last stopped recording, this little pin right here came out, which is kind of like literally as I stopped recording, and we made a bale that was about 8 foot long. It was a pretty long one, but once we put this pin back in here, that's probably good for another 300 or so bales.
Oh yeah, that's just an old nail drove in there.
But everything else worked out fine. This is a pretty neat machine, and I'm really happy to see this thing in action and everything. So you have any final words, Mr. Robert?
Well, just because it's old don't mean it ain't no good.
Yeah.
Hey, I keep telling my wife that every day. I say, honey, I'm old. She says, yep, I know it, I'm gonna trade you in.
For a younger model?
She couldn't handle it.
But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. I had to put something out here because I just thought this was amazing. Robert called me today at work, said, hey, we're baling hay, come on out. I said, I won't miss it. So this is, you know, this is a little blast from the past, a little piece of history right here. So
this thing is old. The newest thing on it is the tires and the twine.
That's exactly right. But hell, those tires are probably from the 90s.
They're about that. Yeah, they're about 7 years old.
But pretty neat. And again, please like, subscribe. The channel is always growing. And if you know, we have the sawmill show at the end of the month, and this gentleman right here will be here. He's gonna be running my dad's sharpener setter, and he'll have some of his famous spoons and spatulas there. He won't have a whole lot because I've been keeping him too busy sharpening blades here. But
and my arm has got me hampered. I've helping Thomas load a
sawmill.
1220.
Yeah, we loaded 12. I told him don't help me.
A 1220 sawmill on a trailer, and I reached up and pushed, and what I did, my rotator cuff ripped half in two.
Yeah, so we had to have surgery.
I had surgery on that, so I hadn't had time to. I'm just now getting to. I just got to where I can scratch my nose. And good thing I got a bidet, because I can't wipe.
Too much information. Yeah, Robert went to Europe once, and he was it Europe or was it over the Orient?
Europe.
Yeah, he was, you know, spoiled when we went over there.
And then I had a house in Gatlinburg that had we lived up there for 10 years, and our house had a bidet in it, and I loved it. I tell you, I just got to work. Hey, that gives you that refreshing feeling.
See, folks, if you come out to the show, you can talk to Mr. Robert. He is literally, you know, a walking piece of history.
So when we moved down here and bought this little old farm, and we remodeled our bathroom, and we made it handicap accessible because we were getting up in age, and I told my wife, I said, I'm putting a bidet in. And then I found out that you can buy these toilet seats from Brondell, B-R-O-N-D-E-L-L, I believe it is. And it is a bidet. So all you have to do is you don't have to do anything. You just have to hook it into your existing water and have a plug in to plug it up, and you get that nice refreshing feeling.
Yeah, a little bit much information there, but I tell you what, folks, Mr. Robert's been a blast to work with, and you know, he's a fantastic friend. I could not be happier to have just an awesome guy like this down the road. So yeah, please come out and see us, and believe me, we'll talk your head off. So stay tuned. We'll see you.